Hey everyone, it's Rich. Thought I'd do one final instructor training video. This is of course not on FTDs, not on simulators. This is just a quick primer on displacement bidding, because we're all going to need that here in the next couple of weeks. The first place I'd start is on the Alpha website. After you log in, go ahead and scroll on down. You'll see a link that says Pilot Dashboard. So go ahead and select that. And at the top on the left, you'll see seniority by base. Select that link. And this page will come up and it'll show you your relative position for every category, every base. Obviously, the numbers are going to get worse with the displacement bid, but it gives you an idea where you stand now, what you think you might be able to hold, and you can start building your list of categories you might be interested in going to. Back on the DeltaNet, go to My Division, Crew Resources and Scheduling, scroll down, and you'll see monthly bid packages. You can go ahead and pull up the categories that you're considering. For example, in this case, I'm going to pull up Atlanta 320. Now, when you do that, you'll see there's only a couple of options. You can see May and June. I contacted Crew Resources to see if they could put up a link to archive big packages like maybe February, so we can see historically what each fleet typically does. They said going forward, short term, obviously things are going to be very different. Even long term, it's hard to project what each fleet is going to do. They did say when the displacement bid comes out, there will be some fleet specific information for each fleet type that will hopefully help us decide where we want to bid. So in this case, I pulled up the 320 bid package, scroll about halfway down, and you'll be able to see the trips they're currently doing. That'll give you a little bit of an idea, like if you're considering commuting to New York. This will give you an idea, does this fleet fly out of all three airports? Does it just fly out of LaGuardia, Kennedy? Might give you some idea on how to narrow down your list for what you want to put in for your displacement bid. Well, the next thing to do is to start figuring out what the rules are. Go to Admin, Additional Resources, and you'll see on that page is the Pilot Working Agreement. Simplest thing to do is probably to go to AeroDocs on your iPad, and that way you can pull up the table of contents, go straight to section 22. That is the filling of vacancies section, has all the contract language related to advanced entitlements and displacements. If you're looking for something that's a little bit easier to read, go back to the Alpha website, go back to the main page, go to Committees, Scheduling, and on the right hand side you can see the Scheduling Reference Handbook. Go ahead and zip on down to page 100. Vacancies and surpluses. This is a little bit easier to read than the contract language and still goes over everything you need to know about bidding for displacement bids, advanced entitlements. There's a good table in here. Goes over whether you can keep your vacation, are you eligible for a paid move, do you incur fees. Beneath that table, it goes into detail about how to enter your bids for advanced entitlement or displacements. There's one thing in this handbook that I thought it was interesting that applies to us right here. It mentions if a pilot who has an advanced entitlement to a category, if there are any vacancies in this bid, if you have a mandatory displacement, even if you're junior, you'll still take priority for going to a category over a senior pilot who has an advanced entitlement to that category. So you're definitely better off using your mandatory displacement rather than using advanced entitlement. Another good reference on the ALPA webpage, if you go back to the main page, scroll down, and you'll see a link for video library. Scroll down there, contract administration, and under that you'll see vacancy and surplus postings. Good video. Okay, over on iCrew, go to bids, advanced entitlement and displacement preferences. It'll have you put your password in again. And this is where you're going to go ahead and update your bids. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up displacement preferences. Okay, when that comes up, you'll see your options. First thing is base, equipment, position. So I'm going to go ahead and put in Atlanta 717 captain. All right, the next three things kind of go together. You can only choose one of them. The first one is low numbers. Let's say you want to be super senior, you want to be in the top 20 of the category, you can go and enter that. It won't award it unless that meets that criteria. Next one's probably a little more useful, low percentage. So you can say, I want to be in the top 60% of the category. So you can put 60 there. And the last one is regular only. That will only award that if you put yes there. It will only award it if, based on the computer's calculations, you'll be a regular line holder. No guarantee though. And the last one there is convert before junior. For mandatory displacements, they're done in reverse seniority order, where the junior pilots going to the category get trained first. If you look at advanced entitlement or voluntary displacement, those are opposite. It'll say convert after junior, because those are done in seniority order from most senior to most junior. A few other options, vacation retention. You can ask to keep your vacation. There's a note in there about you won't be pay protected. That's more for an advanced entitlement. If you are moving to a higher paying category and your training was delayed because you kept your vacation, you would not be pay protected. Not really a player here. Next one is hotel preferences. You can ask for a hotel or say you don't need one. You can change your mind later. You just have to let crew resources know. The month prior to your training starting, you have to let them know right at the beginning of the month. Last thing is 2 days off before training. You can ask for 48 hours off before you start training. If you're on reserve, keep in mind they will use 2 of your X days to satisfy that 48-hour request. And just a suggestion, the last thing I do is go back into my bids and then take a look at that area where you're kind of specifying what kind of seniority you want, whether you're using low number, low percentage, and just work your way through each category and just think, would you be happy if you got exactly what you asked for? Would you be upset if you just missed what you had asked for? And fine-tune those requests. That's where you're going to find your balance between pay and quality of life. That's it. Good luck, everybody. The Panda has left the building.